Red snapper, one of the most valuable and popular fish in cuisine, plays an important role in the seafood economy. Red snapper fishing usually takes place in deep seas and cold water areas where the fish can grow best. This process requires sophisticated fishing techniques and specialized equipment to ensure efficiency and protect the marine environment. Once red snapper is caught, it needs to be processed immediately to maintain its freshness and quality. The first step in processing is to clean the fish, remove the organs and scales. The fish is then washed and cut into pieces depending on the intended use. There are many methods of preparing red snapper, from grilling, steaming to stir-frying or making sushi. Each method has its own requirements and techniques to highlight the natural flavor of the fish. To preserve red snapper for a long time, freezing is a popular solution. After processing, red snapper can be packed in vacuum bags or special containers to maintain freshness and minimize oxidation. In addition, red snapper can also be processed into ready-made products such as fillets, fish cakes or other ready-made dishes. Processing red snapper not only requires cooking skills but also requires understanding of ingredients and preservation processes to ensure the dish meets quality and flavor standards. From choosing fresh fish to complex processing techniques, each step in the process plays an important role in creating delicious and nutritious dishes from red snapper. This is an overview and can be expanded with more specific details, but to reach 100,000 words, you will need to delve into every aspect of the fishing process, processing techniques, history and influence of red snapper on culinary culture, and many other related factors. If you have a more specific request, let me know morphological characteristics, size, color, and habitat of snapper. Classification of major snapper species such as red snapper, black snapper, and the differences between them. Learn about snapper fishing techniques such as trawling, line fishing, and other modern methods. Describe the equipment used in snapper fishing, including nets, lines, and positioning devices. Effects of environmental factors such as water temperature, salinity, and weather on the distribution and activity of snapper. Steps in cleaning snapper immediately after capture, including removal of viscera, scales, and inedible parts. Preservation methods such as freezing, canning, and other fresh preservation methods to maintain fish quality. Criteria for evaluating snapper quality, including freshness, odor, color, and texture of the fish flesh. Details on snapper cooking methods such as grilling, steaming, frying, and making sushi. Provides recipes and techniques for each method. Popular dishes made from red snapper in different national cuisines, including grilled red snapper, stir-fried red snapper, and red snapper in soup. Analysis of the taste of red snapper and its nutritional value, including protein, omega-3, and vitamin content. The role of red snapper in the seafood industry, including related economic factors such as export value and employment. The role of red snapper in traditional cuisines of different countries and regions. Customs and practices related to red snapper processing and consumption. Issues such as overfishing, the impact of climate change, and environmental protection issues related to red snapper fishing. Measures and methods for sustainable management of red snapper stocks and protection of marine resources. New trends in fish processing technology and innovations for improving the quality and preservation of red snapper. Recent research on snapper, including research on biology, ecology, and new technological applications. Market analysis. Analysis of the global snapper market and factors affecting supply, demand, and prices of snapper. Resources, studies, and books related to snapper and the seafood industry. Tables, charts, and illustrations related to snapper fishing and processing. Red snapper is a group of fish in the family Sparidae, characterized by its elongated body and shiny skin. These fish are usually red or pink in color, with shiny scales that help them reflect light underwater. Adult red snapper can reach sizes from 30 centimeters to over 1 meter, depending on the species and ecological conditions. They live mainly in warm seas and often gather in large schools, moving in search of food. Known for their striking red color and large size, red snapper are commonly found in the western Pacific and northern Indian Oceans. Darker in color and usually living in coastal waters, black snapper is popular in traditional dishes of many East Asian countries. Characterized by bright colors and long bodies, red snapper is one of the most popular species in culinary and sport fishing, which uses large nets dragged across the seabed to catch red snapper. This method is very effective but also has a high risk of overfishing and impacting the seabed ecosystem. Using poles and bait to catch snapper, this method helps control the number of snapper caught and minimizes the impact on non-target species. One method uses large nets to catch snapper as they move with the current. This method needs to be used carefully to avoid catching other species. Trawl nets are specially designed to catch snapper without harming other species. These nets are often used on large industrial fishing vessels. Using positioning and sonar systems to find schools of snapper increases the efficiency of fishing and reduces search time. Environmental conditions. Snapper prefer waters with stable temperatures. Water temperature greatly affects the movement and activity of the fish. Snapper can tolerate changes in water salinity, but they usually live in waters with moderate salinity. Weather conditions such as storms and high waves can affect snapper fishing, reducing the ability to find and catch fish. Immediately after catching, snapper are cleaned by removing the viscera, scales, and decapitation if necessary. Timely cleaning helps maintain the freshness of the fish. The fish are thoroughly washed with clean water to remove sand, impurities, and blood, ensuring food quality and hygiene. Snapper is frozen immediately after processing to maintain quality and freshness. Freezing helps preserve fish for a long time without reducing nutritional value. Snapper can also be canned with preservatives or sauces to increase storage time and convenience in use. Assess the freshness of fish through the smell, color, and texture of the flesh. Fresh fish is usually bright in color and has no foul odor. The odor of the fish should be mild and not rancid. Foul odors can be a sign of decomposition or improper storage. The flesh of the fish should be firm and not mushy. The texture of the fish determines the quality and freshness of the fish. Red snapper can be grilled whole or cut into pieces. Grilling is a simple method that retains the natural flavor of the fish. Steaming red snapper helps retain many nutrients and creates a soft, delicious dish. The fish is often steamed with spices and vegetables to enhance the flavor. Red snapper can be fried with or without a coating of flour, depending on preference. Frying creates a crispy and attractive crust, often grilled with simple spices such as salt, pepper and lemon, creating a delicious and nutritious dish. Stir-fried with vegetables and spices, stir-fried red snapper is a quick and easy dish that often appears in family meals. Fresh red snapper is used in sushi dishes, providing a fresh and delicate flavor. Red snapper has a mild flavor, natural sweetness and soft flesh. This flavor makes red snapper a popular ingredient in many dishes. Red snapper is a good source of high-quality protein, omega-3s, vitamin B12, and minerals such as iron and zinc. These nutrients support heart health, brain function, and the immune system. Red snapper is an important export for many countries, especially those with developed seafood industries. Red snapper exports contribute to the economy and create jobs. The red snapper fishing and processing industry creates many job opportunities in areas such as fishing, processing, and distribution. Red snapper plays an important role in the cuisines of many countries, especially Asian countries such as Japan, China, and Korea. Red snapper dishes are often prepared during holidays and special meals. In many cultures, red snapper is considered a dish that brings good luck and prosperity. The preparation of red snapper is often accompanied by traditional rituals and customs. Overfishing of red snapper can lead to declining fish populations and impact on marine ecosystems. This requires sustainable management measures to protect the resource. Climate change affects the habitat conditions of red snapper, altering the distribution and growth. Apply sustainable marine resource management practices to protect red snapper populations and maintain balance in marine ecosystems. Develop red snapper aquaculture programs to reduce pressure on wild stocks and provide a stable supply. Advances in aquaculture technology are opening up new opportunities for red snapper production. Controlled environment farming systems, such as aquaponics and closed-loop farming, increase productivity and reduce negative environmental impacts. Advanced technologies such as automated sensors and GPS systems are used to monitor and manage fishing activities. This helps ensure regulatory compliance and detect problems earlier. Innovation in red snapper processing is on the rise, with many innovative prepared products and dishes being developed to meet modern market demands and consumer trends. Research into the biology and ecology of red snapper is providing a better understanding of their behavior, reproduction and growth. These studies provide important information for developing sustainable conservation and management strategies. Research is underway to assess the impact of climate change on red snapper distribution and growth. The results of these studies will help to adjust management and conservation strategies. Analysis of consumer trends helps to understand consumer demand and preferences for red snapper. This helps producers and distributors to develop appropriate products and services. Analysis of supply and demand and price fluctuations of red snapper helps managers and businesses to plan strategies and adjust business activities according to market demand. Provide a list of books, articles and scientific studies that have been consulted during the writing of the document. This helps readers have more information and documents for further study. Includes reports and documents from government and international organizations on management and conservation of aquatic resources. Tables of data related to red snapper production, prices, and catch data. Tables of data help to illustrate important trends and data. Charts and images illustrate fishing techniques, processing, and processed products from red snapper. These documents help clarify the concepts and processes described. This document has provided a comprehensive overview of the red snapper fishing and processing process, from the biological characteristics of the fish, the methods of fishing, handling, processing, to its economic and cultural importance. Red snapper is not only an important ingredient in cuisine but also plays an important role in the global seafood economy. However, resource protection and sustainable management are necessary to ensure that red snapper can continue to provide benefits for future generations. Given current challenges and future trends, the red snapper industry needs to continue to innovate and develop sustainable methods to cope with climate change and other environmental factors. Ongoing research and analysis will play a key role in building a sustainable red snapper industry that meets consumer demand while protecting valuable marine resources. Red snapper is an important commodity in international trade, especially for major producing countries such as Japan, China, and Mediterranean countries. Red snapper exporting companies must comply with strict quality standards and food hygiene regulations of target markets. Participation in trade agreements and international organizations related to the fishery industry expands export opportunities and reduces trade risks. The red snapper industry not only creates jobs for fishermen but also for workers in processing, distribution, and retail. Coastal areas and communities that depend on the red snapper industry often see increased income and economic development due to fishing and fish processing activities. Overfishing is a serious problem for red snapper, especially in areas with high fishing densities. Overfishing can lead to a decline in red snapper populations and affect the balance of the marine ecosystem. Fisheries management organizations need to implement catch control policies, including regulations on minimum fish size and restrictions on the number of fish that can be caught. Climate change causes changes in the habitat conditions of red snapper, including water temperature, pH, and oxygen levels. These changes can affect the growth, reproduction, and distribution of red snapper. To address these changes, research and policies are needed to adjust management methods and protect the resource. Modern farming technologies such as closed-loop aquaculture systems, RAS, and integrated farming are being applied to reduce dependence on wild stocks and increase red snapper production. These technologies help control farming conditions, reduce pollution, and conserve water. The red snapper processing industry is expanding with the development of new processed products, such as frozen red snapper fillets, ready-to-eat products, and specialty dishes. These innovations meet the growing demands of the consumer market and create added value for red snapper products. International regulations on the management of aquatic resources, such as those set by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, influence how countries manage red snapper fisheries. National policies must also comply with these standards and regulations to ensure the sustainability of the industry. Many countries and NGOs have implemented environmental protection initiatives to reduce the negative impacts of red snapper fishing. These initiatives include establishing marine protected areas, adopting green technologies, and developing public education programs on marine conservation. The red snapper industry is expected to continue to grow with increasing consumer demand and the adoption of new technologies in farming and processing. Sustainable and environmentally friendly consumption trends will be increasingly important in shaping the future of the industry. To ensure the sustainable development of the industry, there is a need to encourage investment in research and development, especially in the areas of fish farming, preservation and processing technology. Supportive policies from governments and international organizations will play an important role in promoting technological innovations and improvements. Red snapper, with its important role in the global seafood and food industry, faces many challenges and opportunities in the future. Sustainable management, the adoption of new technologies and environmental protection are key factors to maintain this valuable resource.